This is Tom Dillon, the Lifetime Liberal, and today is Monday, July 25th, 2016, and the title of this rant will be Delusions of Chaos from the article in the New York Times by Dr. Paul Krugman. Now, what Dr. Krugman is talking about is our friends on the Republican side seem to love fear. They seem to have to be in a need of fear. So they're having a delusion as to what is really going on in America right now. Now, in 1990, the murder rate in New York City was 2,245, the highest it has ever been. 2015, 352. So it was 7 times greater in 1990 than it was last year. And of course, at that time, 1990, big crack epidemic that was going on, a lot of street violence, quite a bit. It came into the 1992 election when Ross Perot talked about how safe his neighborhood was when he grew up and how we should be going back to those types of times. Remember, he got a lot of appeal that way too. I remember when I saw that, I said, I wonder if there's going to be any reporter that will go back and take a look at what the crime statistics were in that. I think he grew up in a small town in Texas. But the thing is, we are much safer now than we have been for a long, long time. So safe that over 58 million people visited New York City last year. But to our friends on the Republican side, and especially Donald Trump, who basically made a big premise in his speech, acceptance speech at the Republican National Convention, that crime is rampant and that I alone can help you with this. Now, I want to divert back. One of the things that I always thought his great appeal is that he basically said it like it was. Hey, as far as I'm concerned, we have an immigrant problem. I'm going to take care of that for you. We have a border problem. I'm going to build a wall. We have a Muslim problem. I'm going to get rid of every single one of them. So he had some very high and lofty rhetoric going on, much sounding like some type of third world country dictator going on. But what it is, it's extremely appealing to white men. And when white men hear that his slogan, "Make America Great Again," it brings back that nostalgia of the 1950s, of the men going to work, the women being home and cooking and raising the kids. That's just not the way things are anymore. We're so much more racially diverse than we have ever been. Actually, Pence, I do believe, sort of espouses those things too, that the women should stay home. Now, from another standpoint, Trump is tapping into something because Gallup has shown consistently that people feel that there is more crime out there than what there really is. Whether that's because every time that there's a murder in any area, then the local news show always shows up with that. So people do actually feel that crime is up. And in the 1990s, this was a big thing in terms of what the social order was coming apart about everything. So we had our friends on the religious right basically saying, when it came to family values, look at all the rampant problems that are going on out there. The murder rate is so high. Teen pregnancy is so high. We don't have a stable family aspect going on here. And that was the 1990s. But now we're looking at a whole generation past that, 25 years past that. And what do we have? We have the crime rate. Well, the murder rate has gone down significantly. The crime rate has also gone down. Teen pregnancy has gone down quite a bit. And guess what? Churchgoers have gone down quite a bit also. So where does that place that family values? So we're sort of stuck in this concept that white men feel that their lives are that their social order is coming across. And of course, in the 1990s, what was being said by the social conservatives is that this chaos was going to tear us apart. It was going to follow, and it was going to be terrible. It was going to be Armageddon, so to speak. And of course, this is not what happened. And what's happening now is we're looking at a lot of these people who are nostalgic for that time, who have this delusion that crime is so much worse. In fact, just to bring one economic thing is, many Republicans feel that the economy has not gotten any better. Many people feel that the unemployment rate is still up when it is way, way down. So these delusions are very strong, very heartfelt, very wrong by our competition. And those are the people who are following Trump. And there needs to be, an equal and a much, much greater pushback that's got to come out on the other side.